And there was a lot of excitement because of the signings that Chelsea have made and the performance in the Club World Cup, that they could be battling with the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool, certainly from the Chelsea fans' front, certainly with the ones who are contacting us. Yet you looked at that...
By phone?
Well, yeah. You were looking at today and you thought, yeah, we've kind of seen this all before, haven't we, from Chelsea?
Yeah, to be fair, Crystal Palace are.
Well, absolutely, yeah, and we'll talk about Palace maybe in a little bit.
They're a very well-organised side with a sprinkling of stardust, like Eze, as you saw, who's a terrific player. But yeah, you were looking for a bit more. Couldn't get Cole Palmer into the game. Gittins got subbed at half-time. Didn't get really anything from Neto. Usually João Pedro does something a little special during the game. You go, oh, that was, out of nowhere. He didn't really see that. Obviously, they've got some issues in the centre-half position. Reece James was on the booking, so he was walking a bit of a tightrope when Eze was pulling onto that side. So it really wasn't a great day for them. And I don't really remember either side, but particularly the home side, creating too many gilt-edged chances. It was... Anything that came about was from distance or from across into the box.
It feels exactly as we talked about Chelsea and criticised them last season when they went on that run, where they just don't offer anything going forward. Everything just seems to be horizontal.
You think so? I'm not fully sold on that.
Did you sit there and go, oh, I really enjoyed that 90 minutes?
No,
they created a lot of chances. That was a lot of fun.
Well, I think in some ways, and you might disagree with me here, I think they get to a point where certain teams play against them in a way which means it's just not going to be a good game of football. I think at times when teams don't respect others, they're more on the front foot and offer more. But again, today, playing against a team like Palace, who we've seen be really good in, say, the last few games that they've played in.
So you give Chelsea a pass for today?
I would give them a pass for today, yeah. I think, not to say that they're not disappointed. It's the first league game of the season. They're unveiling the Club World Cup champions, all that stuff. And then to see no goals. You've seen two new strikers being there. You've seen this wonder kid on the right wing be there. You've got the likes of Cole Palmer. And then to not create and to not score is disappointing, obviously. But I think for Maresca, as Craig has mentioned, they've only had 2 pre-season games. Palace have had 8. All these things in some ways do matter, and they will round into form, but it's just a case of when.
I just can't have anybody. I can't have anybody else calling them the world champions.
It's true. Wow, they are the champions of the world. They are the champions of the world.
Jim Proudfoot's a friend of mine, but Jim called them the world champions. My foot nearly went through the TV. Come on,
Frank.
And the Club World Cup is one of. They have 2 excuses. Is one of them because they're not ready, and we're going to see many clubs not being ready because they had to play that Club World Cup, and the players are already tired, so they have to recover before maybe starting a new season. And the second excuse is they played against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace showed against Manchester City, against Liverpool, and we were with Nedum at Wembley, that they are very strong. And with Richards, Lacroix, Gay, and Mitchell at the back, with Anderson in the goalkeeper, they are first-class team. Really. I saw them playing. I checked. It's very hard. João Pedro came into the club, easy peasy, Club World Cup, scoring goals, friendly games, scoring goals. Today, didn't see him. I saw Gittins coming for 50 minutes against Bayer Leverkusen. I said, whoa, world class. It goes fast, and today, nothing. And Cole Palmer disappeared. So I want to see before judging. I'm with Nedum. I think they're tired or they're not ready, and Palace is on top of the top. If they can keep Eze and Gay, I think they can surprise many people. And I said it would be hard to beat Crystal Palace this season if they keep the same shape. But I want to give credit to that point. Last year they drew the 2 games against Crystal Palace as well. So let's see how it goes. I think that first day overall was poor technically in the Premier League, and Chelsea is the best image of that. So many mistakes, very slow. Some players that we were expecting weren't there, but it's the first day, so wait and see.
A big season. It could be a big season this for Cole Palmer, who has at times has just been brilliant and scintillating. But for the first time in that position, they have an ability to rotate. Because João Pedro can play in that role. And now that Liam Delap is there, different type of player. You saw when he came on how physical he is. Will run the channels. That's a different dynamic. And in some sense, that I think that is going to put a bit of pressure on Cole Palmer to step up again.
Right.
Because if he's not, Maresca there can be no sentiment. He'll have to make a change in that key area in front of, in that number 10 role. And he has got a player now in João Pedro who did that many, many times at Brighton. He can do both. So I'm expecting Palmer to have a big season, but if he drops off a little bit and he's not dictating games like he did last year at times, then he does have the option to either move him or leave him out the team now that he signed João Pedro and Liam Delap.
Eze to Spurs.
Eze to Spurs, apparently it's a thing.
If you're a Palace fan, you're like, ugh.
Well, why not Eze to Arsenal? Is it
Arsenal
money?
haven't put the bid in.
Because I'm looking at him thinking, Spurs are a good club, don't get me wrong, but they're winning diddly squat.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, they won the Europa
I
League last
suppose
year.
they're saying
but
that
I'm talking about in
we
England.
spent 50 million on Madueke for that position, so we're not going to then spend however much this will be as well on top of that.
I would have preferred Eze. I look at Eze in games where Arsenal are tight games like today where they didn't have their best, and there's going to be a few of them games during the year if you're going to win the league where you're having a bit of a tough day and you need somebody to unlock it, a defence. And everybody will say, well, that's Martin Odegaard. Well, quite often last year in big games, we didn't see Martin Odegaard do that. And Eze is a player who can score goals, who can take the ball in under pressure, and who can unlock a defence. I think he'd be absolutely perfect for that squad, but it looks like he's gone to Tottenham.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think it's disappointing in some ways, in my mind, talking about Eze going to Spurs just because I'd heard a link to Arsenal. If the Arsenal link wasn't there, then I'd say, oh, that's a good move for him. Because Spurs, they're going to be playing in the Champions League. They're going to be potentially, playing much better than they did last season. That's all great. Different sort of stage altogether. Because for Palace, like as we see now, this is
they're not
probably...
going for a title like Arsenal.
I know, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. If without that Arsenal link, then it doesn't even cross my mind. But for Palace, this is the best that they'll be. More than likely. This is the best.
Right, I see.
Them winning the FA Cup last year is the best moment in their history. Them winning the Community Shield, you could argue is maybe the second best moment as such. So they're great for what they do. They're going to be in the Conference League. Who knows? They might win that. They're on a run at the minute. But it's just that next stage, that next level. And Spurs would be that, but I think he's got another level above that, which is why I'm probably a bit disappointed if that's where he ends up going.
So if you look at Palace and the job Glasner's done, and I don't want to be negative about it, but it's just a fact of life. From the front to the middle to the back, whether it's this summer or Christmas or next year, they're going to lose Eze.
Yeah,
It's
Gay.
probably soon. They're going to lose Gay. He's in the last year of his contract, and he's a very good player. And they're going to lose Watton. It's going to happen. He's a youngster that came in from Blackburn. He's got a cultured left foot. He's played for England. He is very comfortable in the Premier League against every team. They're going to lose him as well. And that is going to be a huge problem for Crystal Palace, not only on the field, which is obviously an issue, but as big as the manager's going to walk.